सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। फर्स्ट ध्यान श्लोक। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं ज्ञापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्दृग्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चितामपि। So, we are resuming our classes on Vichara Sagara. Vichara Sagara is a very special text in the sense, generally Sanskrit texts are translated into vernacular. But here, this text, Vichara Sagara, was originally written in Hindi, that also very old Hindi, and translated into Sanskrit by one Swamiji from South India. And this Vichara Sagara has got 7 chapters, and each chapter is called Taranga. Taranga means wave, and each Taranga will be divided into several subsections, and they are called Avarta. So 7 Tarangas are there, and 538 avartas are there. So 538 avartas divided into 7 taranga. Not equally divided. We will be seeing that different taranga, called taranga is the chapter. So different chapters called taranga will have different number of this avarta. And those who are joining first time, for them, this Vichara Sagara, the meaning of this title is Vicharanam Sagaraha, Vichara Sagaraha. Vichara means inquiry. Inquiry and also the object of inquiry. So Sagara, the ocean of inquiry, is Vichara Sagara, or the ocean of the subject matter of inquiry is Vichara Sagara. Either way we take it. So it is called Sagara because it contains so many objects of inquiry. It's a very vast. And when we study it, we will know that how much depth is there. For every topic, he goes into depth. And therefore, it is very appropriately titled as Vichara Sagara. And if we have this bird's eye view of this text, the first 2 tarangas are dealing with Anubandha Chatushtaya. From that itself you can understand. 2 chapters are dedicated only for Anubandha Chatushtaya. I hope all of you know Anubandha Chatushtaya, Vishaya, Adhikari Prayojana Sambandha. How this Vishaya is possible, Jiva Brahma Aikya is possible, how Adhikari is possible, how Prayojana Moksha is possible, Moksha by Jnanam is possible. So many doubts are raised and answered. And the Sambandha, various types of Sambandha are talked about. Not one, various types of Sambandhas are talked about. Sambandha between the text, between the person and all this. So, very elaborate discussion in 2 chapters. So, from 1 to 39 is the first Taranga and 40 to 108 is second Taranga. So, in these 2 Tarangas, so we can say from the Avarta 1 to 108, not Taranga, the first 1 to 39 is the Taranga 1. 1 to 39 Avarta make one Taranga and 40 to 108 is second Taranga. These 2 Tarangas, 2 chapters consisting of 108 sections, they are dealing with only this Anubandha Chatushkaya. In the first Taranga, it is dealt with in general, and second Taranga, it is dealt with very elaborately with so many objections and answers. So one is Samanyataha Nirupanam, other is Visheshataha Nirupanam. And thus, 2 Tarangas dedicated to only Anubandha Chatushkaya. That is why you can understand why it is called Sagara. When Anubandha Chatushtaya, generally we talk in 10 minutes, 15 minutes in Tattva Bodha and all. So here it is very elaborately dealt on it. Then the third Taranga, which is a small Taranga from 109 to 121, that is dealing with Guru Shishya Varnanam, the description of Guru and Shishya. What is the Lakshanam of Guru, what is the Lakshanam of Shishya, and what type of surrender Shishya needs to have. So, the Tana Arpanam, Dhana Arpanam, people say Tana Arpanam, Swami, no problem. Dhana Arpanam, don't talk, but that also is talked about. So, all the Arpanam is there. So how this surrender is required, that is talked about. So Guru Shishya Varnanam is very, very beautiful, and perhaps you may study it very elaborately. I am just giving some little bit hint. Agres Putti Bhavishyati, so more it will be so it will be dealt with. It's a very important chapter. So it will be perhaps taught. Okay. Alright, so that I should not have announced, but I am just giving some hint. So Guru Shishya Vichara is the third Taranga, 109 to 121. Then from the fourth Taranga up to the sixth Taranga, there is a Vedanta Upadesha or Vedanta Jnanopadesha, the teaching of the knowledge given in Vedanta. So the 4, 5 and 6, they are the heart of Vichara Sagara, because they are the ones who are dealing with this Vedantic teaching. And in that also, the fourth one is for Uttamadhikari Upadesha, from 122 to 225. 122 to 225, this many avartas, this many wavelets. Avarta means wavelets. The small wave is called avarta. Taranga is a big wave. So 122 to 225 is the fourth Taranga dealing with Upadesha to Uttamadhikari, highly qualified one. Then the fifth Taranga is from 226 to 316 Avarta. That is for Madhyam Adhikari, medium. And the sixth Taranga, which is from 317 to 463. That is for Adam Adhikari. For inferior, little more quantity is given. So, Jada material is there. 317 to 463. Adam Adhikari. In fact, for each Adhikari, we have got a name also. I am going to talk about it. So, each Adhikari is represented by a different person. We'll talk about later. So, these 4, 5, 6, these 3 Tarangas are these dealing with the teaching given to 3 different types of Adhikari. And the 7th Taranga is Jnana Phalam, dealing with the Jnana Phalam. Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti, Krama Mukti. So that is from 464 to 538. This is this 7th Taranga, Jnana Phalam. So in a way we can say that Vichara Sagara has got 1, 2 and 4 parts. The first part consists of 2 Taranga dealing with Anubandha Chatushtaya. Second part deals with the Guru Shishya Varnanam. Third is Vedanta Upadesha. And the fourth one is Jnana Phalam. This is the overview of these outlines of this Vichara Sagara. Alright. Of this 7 Taranga, where are we? This we had started in I think 2022 or something, no?
Yes.
22 or something.
Yes,
So when this Sudipta ji was studying, he was taking this course. At that time, we had started. It's like this only public. So sometimes public used to come, sometimes only 1 or 2 will be there. That is how we were having everyday class, almost every day except maybe Sunday. And we had about 270 or something, 71 classes. And we have reached the 5th Taranga. Alright. Now, first 2 Tarangas I just told you about that they are dealing with Anubandha, third is dealing with the Guru Shishya. Now the 4th Taranga is giving the Upadesha. And the Upadesha has got a background in the form of a story. In the 4th, now we are going into the 4th Taranga, then we'll come to the 5th Taranga. The 4th Taranga has got a particular story in the beginning. There was a king. This story is not a real happening. In fact, it is a Swabuddhi Matrena Apurvataya Kalpyate. So the footnote is given there. The 4th Taranga you may not have in your booklet. But 4th Taranga, it is said that one story is imagined by the author. But very nice imagination. The story is, there was a king. His name was Shubha Santati. It's a very nice name. There was a king named Shubha Santati. Shubha Santati means having auspicious or good progeny. And he was ruling over all the 3 lokas. See, when we are imagining, why should we say he was ruling over one small village? Lokatrayam. So all 3 lokas he was ruling over. All 3 lokas mean Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. All 3 lokas. How 3 lokas he was ruling? Don't ask, this is imagination. Imagination में सब कुछ है, सब कुछ चलता है. All right. And then he had 3 children, 3 sons. Tattvadrishti, the first one, name is Tattvadrishti. Second one name is Adrishti. And third one is called Tarkadrishti. These are the names. First one is Tattvadrishti. Just to give the idea what is the meaning of that. Tattvadrishti means Tattve Drishtihi Yasya. The one who has got the vision on Tattva. So that is Tattvadrishti. The one who has got the vision of truth. That is Tattvadrishti. or tastvasya drishtihi yasya, one who has got the vision of reality, the ultimate reality is tattva drishti. That is the name. But of course, see, it has got some significance also. So tattva drishti. And second one is adrishti. Adrishti means na vidyate drishti yasya. One who does not have drishti means one who does not have the vision. One who could not get, did not get vision immediately. That is called adrishti. Afterwards you will get, but immediately. Adrishti. So visionless. If you have to translate it in one word, visionless. One is the one with vision of truth, second is visionless, third is tarka drishti. Tarka drishti means one who is drishti, thinking, is predominantly governed by tarka, logic only. So the one with the vision or the understanding based on reasoning, logic, tarka pradhana, that person is called tarka drishti. That's the names. They are the names. But they have been given deliberately. These names are having some purpose. And the king was very, very powerful, and his children also are very, very popular, and they are very expert in so many shastras. And one day this king happened to listen to some Upadesha of Vedanta, that Atma alone is Ajaha, Nityaha, Niratishaya, Ananda Swarupa, everything is Dukkham, Mithya, Dukkham. So Raja got some Viveka. And because of that Viveka, he thought that how long I will be ruling over this kingdom. And he says, now I should do more Atma Vichara. And I should give away the kingdom to my 3 children. So he said, he called his sons and told that, see, I want to do Atma Vichara, I want to give up everything, and I want to do Atma Chintanam. So I am giving this kingdom to each one of you. So 3 lokas are there, so each loka was given to one son. That is how we declared. So the story will not be big. If they took the kingdom and the Raja went to the palace and he got Danam, that will be the end, but that doesn't happen. There is a twist in the story. What is the twist in the story? Very interesting twist. The 3 sons were intelligent. They thought that, see, our father is leaving everything to us and he is going for Atmajnana. So he is leaving everything for Atmajnana. It means Atmajnana is more important than this whole kingdom. For what he is leaving everything, that should be more important than the kingdom. So why not we go for that only, for which our father is going, or father is planning to retire. So why to go roundabout, first take up the kingdom and then we go for something which our father went for. So he said, they also thought, and they told their father that we are not interested in this. So he said, we are not, he said, Ekante Sambhuya Samalochayan, and they evam nirnaya trayopi putraha, they Raja Sadguru Manveshtum Rajat Rajgruhat Niryayuhu Pitur Nama Anvarti Kurvan. So they all 3 of them, they just left this kingdom and they went in search of Guru. That is very intelligent, no? That what for our father is living, that is more important. Why should we get lost in this? And therefore they left the kingdom. In fact, they were already, they were in palace. But king gave them idea that, oh, there is something greater than this kingdom. And then they went in search of Guru and they finally got a Guru in this Vichara Sagara, very beautiful description is given. How they found the Guru, how they saw the Guru and all. And they went there, and then the Guru asked, what for you have come? Durya gira kena prayojanena agata yuyam. Nicely asked. And then the Tattva Drishti, who is the eldest one, he told that we are the three sons of, we are the three brothers, the king, the princess of the king for Shubha Santati, and we want to know the upaya for moksha. And so how to get moksha? Please tell us. And Guru gives the Upadesha, say, he starts with a bang. Guru says, he said the desire for moksha itself is a delusion. Means, very desire for moksha itself is a delusion. He said, you are ever free. Why you have this desire for moksha? Ye shishya, Paramananda asau janana maranadi sansara nivruttau tavai panna ichha bhranti janya eva. It's just based on delusion. You are ever free. Just see this fact that you are ever free. The bondage is not there at all. And therefore, where is the question of removing the bondage? You are Paramananda Swarupaha. You are ever free from dukkha. Then so many questions were asked that if I am Paramananda, how come I am experiencing happiness in the objects? When I am association with objects, then only I get happiness. Why is it all? Why is it so? So many questions are asked. Then he said it is because of Bhranti. This because of ignorance, this Bhranti is there, and because of that there is experience of happiness in the objects, but really you are Ananda Swarupa. And you are ever free from samsara, ever free from dukkha. Then this Tattva Drishti says, whatever you say, but we have dukkha. Even if you call it mithya dukkha, but we have dukkha. Then even our dukkha is mithya. Now our question is, how to remove this mithya dukkha? Okay, dukkha is not satyam, but at least dukkha is there, mithya dukkha is there. For mithya dukkha, what should we do to remove it? He gave the example. He said, even though our dream is mithya, but somebody is getting nightmare every day. So even though that nightmare dream, they are also mithya, but they are creating trouble. So we have some mantras for removing that type of nightmare. We have some mantra that if you chant, then you will not have such horrifying dreams. So just as there is a upaya for even mithya swapna, similarly, what is the upaya for removing this mithya samsara? Then he said the upaya is only Atma Jnanam. Only because of Atma Ajnanam, this dukkha is there, samsara is there. You just remove this Ajnanam by Jnanam, then you will have this sukha. Then you will own up yourself to be ever free. And then so many questions are raised that who has got samsara? Who gets Jnanam? How Jiva and Brahman are one? All these big questions are raised and very elaborate answers are given. Who has Ajnanam? Who has samsara? How this is removed? And how Jiva and Brahma can be one? And if this Jnanam is born, will it not be Paroksha Jnanam? How the Jnanam born of Shabda can be Aparoksha? All these technical points are discussed. And then Tattva Drishti got convinced and he got Jnana. So finally, in the 4th chapter, he said he understood Niravarana Nirbhasamaham Brahma iti Buddhavan. He understood Shri Sadguruho Prasadena hi Akhandakara Vrittaha. So finally, Tattva Drishti got done. So one Shishya is relieved. Now, Second Shishya, this is Uttamadhikari. So the fourth Taranga is dedicated to the teaching to Uttamadhikari, represented by Tattva-drishti. The Tattva-drishti represents Uttamadhikari. So with this fourth Taranga is completed. So many are there, so many ideas are there. So we discussed elaborately for days together. If we keep on discussing that, the fourth Taranga alone I have to teach. So we will go to fifth Taranga. Fifth Taranga is the Madhyam Adhikarina Upadesha Nirupana. Is the teaching to the medium Adhikari. And I think most of the people will identify with medium. Because Uttamadhikari we find too much, Swamiji, I claim myself to be Uttamadhikari, then people will ask some questions. Then I will not be able to answer, so unnecessary will be falling flat. So what we do, then is a Madhyam Adhikari. Okay. So Madhyam Adhikari, he is asking a question to Guru. So one Shishya got answer, I think must have left. So now Madhyam Adhikari, what is his name? Adrishti. And the Adham Adhikari is Tarkadrishti. So here one interesting thing is, Adrishti means not knowing. The one who does not know is called Adrishti. Tarkadrishti means who is thinking all the time based on reasoning, logic. Logic batao, like that. So he is that. So from that one thing interesting we learn, Tarkadrishti is inferior to Adrishti. Means what? Even if you are not knowing anything, you are better than the person who is over dependent on logic. And teacher also will have to struggle more for that person. So if there is fees for teaching, who will be charged more? Tarkadrishti will be charged more. Adrishti, poor fellow, he will have some questions, but he will not be over dependent on logic. And therefore he will have less questions. And he will have Shraddha in the Shruti Vakya and all. Therefore job to be done will be easy for the teacher. Tarkadrishti is called Adhamadhikari. Means what? If a person is over dependent on logic in the area of Shruti Pramanam, then that person has to struggle a lot. In fact, Tarkadrishti, Upadesha is there. After getting Upadesha from this teacher, still he did not get done. Again he went to some other Acharya. And again he had to learn and did some Mananam. And then he got done. Tarkadrishti. But afterwards, the very interesting thing will come that Tarkadrishti alone goes to his father. Because his father is now poor fellow, he did not give up kingdom, no? So he had to handle. Like many times children don't do, the father is still doing the job. The children don't do any work. So the father had to handle the kingdom. So he goes there and gives him Upadesha. Upasana Upadesha. And then finally, the father gets the Brahma Loka, Krama Mukti. That will come in the last Taranga, which may not come in this year. So it will come in some year, it may come. If at all it comes. Alright, by the way. So what I wanted to say, that Adrishti is given the medium status. Tarkadrishti is given the Adhama status, inferior. So here we are not really belittling this Tarka itself. Over dependence on Tarka, that is indirectly criticized by giving such title. The Madhyamadhikari, Adrishti and Tarkadrishti is Adhamadhikari. Anyway, so Madhyamadhikari is now asking the question. What is his name? Adrishti. He says, he also was listening to the Upadesha. Madhyamadhikari, Adrishti also, all three of them had gone. Tarkadrishti was having the dialogue, but all other two also were listening. So this Adrishti asked this question. He says, that Guru and Vedanta, are they Satya or Mithya? Asatya. If Guru and Vedanta are also Satyam, they are also having the status of being real, then how can you say Brahman is Advitiyam Brahman? And if Guru and Vedanta they are Mithya, then how this Mithya Guru, Mithya Vedanta can get us moksha, Atmajnanam and moksha? Because unreal mirage water cannot quench my thirst. So unreal, how can it serve the purpose? So if Vedanta and Guruku, they are real, there is a problem. What problem? Advaitatva Hanihi. Advaita Hani. And if they are unreal, they should not be able to serve any purpose. Because our experience is that unreal thing cannot give us real benefit. Therefore, this Advaita Vedanta is not palatable. So that was the question of the Adrishti. And first of all, Guru said, no, Advaita Mata alone is the Pramanikam. For that he gives the Vyasa Vachanam, he gives the Valmiki Vachanam, and he gives even Shruti Vakyas. And also some questions were raised that even Shruti sometimes talks about Dvaita. For that answer is given that Dvaita is only Upadi Drishtya, but Swarupataha Advaitam is there. That idea was briefly presented. And he says, as long as there is obsession with Dvaitam, Advaita Jnanam will not be assimilated. Even though person is listening to Advaita, but he will not be able to accept Advaita and he will not get the benefit of Advaita. If your Dvaita Vasana, your obsession with duality is very strong, then Advaita Jnanam, even though listened repeatedly, it may not give you this conviction, it may not give you the benefit of Advaita Jnana. And to give this example, see, this Guru is telling a story, which is a very popular story, and that is the story of Virtue. Varchoho Drashtanta. And this story is, I think we had seen this story in during Brahma Sutra or somewhere. Virtue was a minister of a king, and he was very favorite to the king. So all other ministers were having jealousy, and therefore they were trying to put him down and if possible finish him. Therefore they were looking for some opportunity. And one day it happened that they came to know, that news came that there are some robbers on the border area of the kingdom, and somebody has to go and handle that problem. So these all other ministers, they got an opportunity. They told, he said, King, you should send a Virtue for this purpose. Because for small things you are giving the work to Virtue. And when very risky things are there, you are sending us. So let this time Virtue go for that. So Raja said, okay, let Virtue will be able to do it. And so Virtue was sent to a very remote area, and he handled that problem. And he was about to come, he was returning, and that time, meanwhile, because it will take so many days, so meanwhile, these other ministers told that there is a sad news that Virtue died. And so it's a very sad news, and now we need other Prime Minister. And then Raja also said, okay, he must have died there. And then Raja accepted, and another person was appointed as Prime Minister in place of Virtue. And then, meanwhile, he was coming, and the Virtue is a very efficient Prime Minister. So he came to know that this is how the news is spread, and I am declared to be dead. I am not dead, but I am declared to be dead. And therefore he got vairagya. He said, what is this? There's so much competition in this, and after all, for what? Some bhoga. And it has got no satisfaction. So he got vairagya. And he stayed in the forest itself. He thought, I don't want to go. Anyway, I am declared dead. So let me remain here only. So he remained in the forest. And this other minister came to know that virtue is staying there in the forest. Therefore, what they declared? They declared to the king that virtue, because he was killed, I am this Mahamedic, he said virtue has become a ghost. And whoever goes near him, he chases that person and kills him. Therefore, nobody should go near him. That they wanted to all make security. So they said he is chasing people and he will kill people. Therefore, nobody should. So Raja believed that. Sometimes the Rajas are like this. He should have inquired. He did not inquire. He believed all of it. And then one day it happened that king really went to that forest where virtue was there. And these people had told that virtue has taken now, he has taken the ghost, but ghost wearing the dress of a sage, Muni. So he saw, the king saw virtue. He was sitting there. And seeing virtue, he ran away. So here the example is that even though Pratyaksha Pramanam was there, he was seeing virtue, but since his mind was so much brainwashed, that virtue has become a ghost, that idea was so strong in his mind that in spite of seeing virtue with his own eyes, he did not believe, and in fact he ran away. So from this what we understand, even though strong pramana is used, but still if obsession is there based on some other pramana, avichara or durvichara siddha, then even the pramana is presenting, you will not be able to accept it. So if Dvaita obsession is there, then Advaita Jnanam will not set in your mind, it will not be assimilated, one will not be convinced of this. This is what happens. We are so much obsessed with the Dvaitam. I am superior, I am inferior, I am different from this, I am different from this, Ishvara is different, I am different. I am different from this class of people. So much the idea of division, duality is there. And therefore what happens? In spite of listening Advaita, this Dvaita samskara, since they are very powerful, Advaitam is not assimilated well. And that is what happened to virtue. So here this Granthakara says that from this story, what is to be learnt is that Dvaita samskaras are to be taken care of. They are to be neutralized, diluted, and then one can have Advaita Jnana Nishtha. And now giving the answer to the question, direct answer to the question that how mithya dukkha can be, this samsara, how can it be removed by mithya guru, mithya shastra? For that answer is given that since samsara dukkha is mithya, therefore it can be removed by mithya guru and mithya shastra. Because the rule is that badhya badhaka should be of the same degree of reality. Samana sattakayoho eva badhya badhaka bhavaha. The entities having the same degree of reality will have the status of remover removed. And for that also one story is given. The story is that there was a king and he And naturally, he has got a very nice palace. And one day he was sleeping in his palace, and then he saw the dream. In the dream, he saw that there was one jackal or fox. That jackal bit him. He bit his leg, and the king was having so much pain because of this fox bite or jackal bite. Because in Sanskrit there is a common word for that. So in fox bite he got so much pain, and with great difficulty he went to a doctor, Vaidya. Vaidya said that yes, for your problem I know there is a medicine, but for that medicine I don't have ingredients. I have to get ingredients, and then only I can make medicine. And to get ingredients you have to give me money. Without advance payment, this I cannot get this ingredients and I cannot get medicine for you. And the king did not have money. And so he felt so bad about the whole thing. He said, what is this? When we have money, everybody is with us. When we don't have money, nobody cares for us. All people are so selfish. My wife is selfish, my children are selfish. Here is written all this. I am not telling simply. मातृपितृ दारापत्यादय सर्वे अपि स्वात्मनः कामा एव अन्यत्र प्रीतिमावहन्ति. All are very selfish. What is this? So he got so much dispassion or disgust, whatever you call, and he was not given medicine. So he walked further, and then he saw one sannyasi, and that sannyasi gave him medicine, and by that medicine his wound was healed. And okay, this is the story. This much is the story, that by the medicine given by sannyasi, his wound was healed. From that, what is the message? That so many things which were available to the king in Jagrat Avastha could not solve the problem of the king in the dream. In the palace itself, some medicines must be there, but those medicines or those wells could not help the king in the dream. In dream, what helped him? Only the dream medicine helped him. From that, what do we learn? That for any problem to be solved, the solution should be of the same degree of reality. So, Mithya Guru, Mithya Vedanta can solve these Mithya Samsara problem. First of all, we need to convince that this samsara problem is mithya, and this mithya problem is solved by Mithya Vedanta and Mithya Guru. And then, in this context, he talks about these three types of satta. Because we brought in the topic, the samasatta kayo eva badakata sadakata cha. So the entities of same degree of reality will have the status of being the badaka, the negator, and accomplisher. So king was having this wound because of this fox which was of the same degree of reality. And he got the solution from what? Solution from the medicine of the same dream reality. And now then the three types of satta are talked about. Vyavaharika satta, pratibhasika satta, and paramarthika satta. What is paramarthika satta? Kalatraya badhyatvam paramarthika sattvam. The existence which is not negated in all three periods of time, that is called paramarthika satta, the absolute existence. Vyavaharika satta, empirical existence, is that which is negated only by Brahmajnana. Yasya padarthasya Brahmajnanamantara na badaha, kintu Brahmajnaneneva badaha tasya vyavaharika sattavatvena vyapadesha. So, entity which cannot be negated by any knowledge other than Brahma Jnanam, that entity is said to have Vyavharika Satta, empirical existence. Like what this book is there, our mic is there, our roti, sabji is there, all of them has got Vyavharika Satta. Why? Because it can be negated only by Brahma Jnanam and not by any other Jnana. So, Brahma Jnana Matra Badhya Satta is called Vyavharika Satta. So, Vyavahara Kale that appears to be there, and the Brahma Jnanena, by Brahma Jnanam which is negated, that is Vyavharika Satta. Pratibhasika is what? Brahma Jnanetara Badhyatvam Pratibhasikatvam. That which is negated by the knowledge other than Brahma Jnanam, that is called Pratibhasika. Like what? The existence of the rope's name. It is negated by the knowledge of the rope itself, which is not Brahma Jnanam. Therefore, this Sarpa, which is negated by the Rajju Jnanam, is called Pratibhasika. So, these three types of Satta were talked about, and then again conclusion was made that Vedanta and Guru need not be real to remove this unreal samsara. So answer was given. Then Madhya Drishti Madhya Adhikari Adrishti has got one more question about samsara. He says, Ajnanat Utpadyamanaha samsaraha kena kramena utpadyate. Here, but what is the page number written? 148, first page is 150. Oh, okay. No problem, it will come. So 148, that these here they are given, that Shishya is asking, how samsara is born? Kena kramena utpadyate. Samsara is born of ignorance, but in which order it is born? So first of all, it is said that samsara really does not have any order. Like in dream, you are seeing this, the objects, father and son, both you are seeing together. It is not that the father is born first and son is born later. There is no such thing. Father and son, both of them are born simultaneously. Similarly, this creation does not have really any order. It is born simultaneously. That is one view. But in Brahma Sutra and in Shruti, the order is given for our understanding. In Sutra Bhashya also it is given. For Manda Madhyam Adhikari it is given. Otherwise people will have the confusion that sometimes this order is there, sometimes this order is there. And idea of creation will not set well in the mind if it is not presented in a systematic manner. Therefore, there should be some method in madness, and therefore it is presented with some particular order. But there is no tatparyam in this order. Then one more point was brought in, that this samsara, this jagat, is born of Maya Sahita Brahma, not for pure Brahma, not from Shuddha Brahma, but Maya Sahitam Brahma. And now this Maya Sahitam Brahma word came, therefore Maya came. Therefore, what is this Maya? That is being talked about. I think that you have got it? Maya Swarupam? Huh? Okay. So now we will read from that little bit, and then I will explain briefly. Maya Swarupam, Jiveshwaradi Vibhaga Shunya Shuddha Chaitanya Shrita Maya. Because Maya is such a thing, most of the people say, Swamiji, in entire Vedanta, everything we understand except Maya. So sometimes we give the definition of Maya means what? That which you try to understand and still you don't understand, that's Maya. So Maya is like that. Really it is not so. Jocularly we say, Maya is understood, see how clearly it is given. Maya is a Shakti. And what type of Shakti? Jiveshwaradi Vibhaga Shunya Chaitanya Shrita Maya. Maya is the power which is resting on the pure consciousness, which is free from the division of Jiva and Ishvara. Yam Utpatti Rahitatvat Anadihi. It is beginningless because it does not have this Utpatti. Creation is not there. Many people think that Maya is born of Brahman. Maya is not born of Brahman. Sometimes even Maya is considered to be Karya in Kathabhashya, somewhere it is said, but it is Ashrita. It is a superimposition on Brahman, therefore figuratively it may be called Karyam, but really Maya is not Karyam of Brahman, it is Anadi. तस्याः उत्पत्त्यङ्गीकारे पुत्रात् पितुः उत्पत्ति कथनस्य इव माया कार्यात् प्रपञ्चात् मायोत्पत्ति कथनम् असंगतं भवेत्. He said, if you accept the creation of Maya, then we will ask this question, from where this Maya is born? From what Maya is born? We have to say Maya is born of this creation, the world, because only world we know. So Maya is born of world, if you say, then the world is born of Maya. So then how Maya can be born of the world? If you say like this, it will be how, what is called illogical, like Putrat Pituhu Utpatti. The son was born of, sorry, father is born of the son. That type of statement, how irrelevant that will be, that type of statement it will be. Tasmat Chaitanyat Mayotpattihi Vaktavya. Therefore, we have to say the two options are there. One is the world, and other is consciousness. So, from world it cannot be born. So, from consciousness it is born. Now, consciousness, which consciousness? Jiva Chaitanya, Ishvara Chaitanya, or Shuddha Chaitanya? These possibilities are explored. This is how we understand this, how Vichara Sagara is Sagara. So, now see, we were talking about creation. From creation we came to this Ishvarat, Maya Sahitat Brahmana Srishti. Now from that we are discussing Maya. Now Maya, when topic comes, where Maya has come. Everywhere question is raised and answer is given. So alright. So he says, let us explain. Let us explore the possibilities. Maya is born of Jagat, not possible. Maya is born of consciousness, let us explore. So Jiva Chaitanya, it is born or Ishvara Chaitanya? He said, Tathas. See, Tasmat Chaitanyotpatti Kartaya Tathasati Jiveshwaratvayoho Maya Karyatvat na Jiva Chetanat na cha Ishvara Chetanat Mayotpatti Bhave. Jivatva and Ishvaratva are dependent upon Maya. Based on Maya alone, this Jivatvam is there in consciousness, Ishvaratvam is there in consciousness. Therefore, Jivatva and Ishvaratva are dependent on Maya. And therefore, Maya cannot be born of them, because otherwise the Anyonyashraya will be there. So, because of Maya, Jivatva, Ishvaratva come, and because of Jivatva, Ishvaratva, Maya comes. So, he said, Jiveshwara Siddho, Tatsakasa, Mayotpatti, Maya Siddho, Jiveshwara Siddhi, the Anyonyashraya Prasanga. Therefore, this Maya cannot be born of Jiva Chaitanyam or Ishvara Chaitanyam. Then Shuddha Chaitanyam, how about that? Your consciousness is Shuddha Chaitanyam to Asangam Akriyam Avikaricha. It is Asanga, unassociated, relation free, and Akriya, actionless, and it is changeless. And therefore, Tasmat Mayutpatti Angikare Shuddha Chaitanyam Vikari Bhave. So, if you accept that the Maya is born of Shuddha Chaitanyam, then Shuddha Chaitanyam will be Vikari. Because Karana has to undergo a change to produce the effect. So to produce Maya, Brahman has to undergo a modification. So Brahman Shuddha Chaitanya will become Vikari, which is not acceptable. If Brahman is Vikari, then Brahman also will be Anitya Mithya. Kincha yadi Shuddha Chaitanyat Mayotpatti uchyate, tari Moksha Dashayam Shuddha Chaitanyasya Sattvat Punarmayotpatti Prasanga Syat. So if you accept that Maya is born of Shuddha Chaitanya, then logical problem is there, that Brahman will be established to be Vikari. That logical. Some people let him be, somehow we get the answer. So he said, no. Problem would be not only this philosophical problem. We will have another problem is that in Moksha Dasha, when a person has freedom, that time Shuddha Chaitanya is already there. And Maya can be born of Shuddha Chaitanya. Then Maya will be born again. If Maya is born once, then Maya can be born again. Then what will happen? You with great difficulty you get moksha, and then what? Again Maya came. Like some people take chemotherapy, tumor is gone, again after a few years again the tumor comes. So like that Maya tumor will come. So therefore he said, मोक्ष then तर्हि मोक्षदशायां शुद्धचैतन्यस्य सत्त्वात् पुनः मायोत्पत्तिप्रसङ्गः स्यात्. There will be a situation of the rise of Maya once again. And therefore what will be happen? Moksha sadhanam vaiyarthyam cha syat. There will be futility of moksha. With great difficulty you got moksha by doing karma yoga, upasana yoga, gnana yoga, attending so many courses. Then again and you get moksha and again Maya came. So vaiyarthyam cha syat. Tasmat mayotpatti ahita. Ahita means it is not wholesome, it is not beneficial even to accept. So even if you accept from the sense of the benefit, from the angle of benefit, teleological they call it, even from teleologically from angle it is not accepted. Ataheva cha anadi. Therefore what? Because of this reason Maya is anadi. And sacha eka eva. Maya is one alone. One is enough. So sacha eka eva is one only. And dana nashyatvat santacha. And since it is negated by jnanam, therefore is santa. Santa means what? Having the end. So it is anadi but santa. Okay. Now further, the Maya Swarupam we are discussing, nature of Maya. So first of all, what we understood, Maya is anadi and santa. Now one more aspect of this Maya. Sayam Maya sadasat vilakshana. This Maya is different from Sat, independently existent. Asat means not existent at all. So it's different from the category of existent and non-existent. Why is it so? He said, Trikala Badhyam Yat Tat Saditi Uchyate. That which is unnegatable in all three periods of time, that is for Sat. Trikala Badhyatvat Chaitanyam Eva Sat. Consciousness alone is Sat, existent, because it is not negated in all three periods of time. Maya tu Dana Badhyatvat Sad Vilakshana. Whereas Maya is negated by knowledge, therefore it is distinct from Sat. Kalatre, okay, Sad Vilakshana, all right. Asad Vilakshana, how it is? For that he says, Kalatre api apratiyamanam shashashranga vandya sutakasha akasha padmadikam asaditi uchyate. Three examples are given for Asad. Kalatrayapi apratiyamanam, that which is not experienced in all three periods of time, like Shashashranga, the rabbit's horn, Vadyasuta, son of the barren woman, and Akasha Padma, the lotus grown in the sky. This is Asat, it is called Asat. And Dhanat Purvam Maya Tat Karyam Cha Pratiyate. Whereas this Maya and its product is experienced before knowledge. And therefore, it cannot be called Asat also. And how Dhanat Purvam Maya Pratiyate Tat Karyam Pratiyate, that is explained. Tathahi. Tathahi means to elaborate. Explanation follows. That is the meaning of Tathahi. Jagrat Kale Aham Ajnaha Brahmana Janami iti Anubhuyate. Iti Anubhuyate Maya. Jagrat Kale, in the waking state, what you say? I am ignorant. Brahmana Janami. I am not knowing Brahman. In this manner, Maya, which is Ajnana Rupa, it is experienced. Swapna Kale api pratiyamana sarva padarthanam upadana karanataya Maya eva vibhati. So Maya alone is there as the material cause of all dream objects. And suptosthitasya sukham aham asvapsam na kinchid avedisham iti paramarshaha bhavati. When a person wakes up from deep sleep state, he has got this paramarsha, smriti, recollection. What? I slept well and I did not know anything. Sacha smriti ananubhuti arthena sambhavet. This type of recollection is not possible in unexperienced object. This is a logic we had seen. Where we have seen? The last year course it came somewhere. It came in the Panchadashi first chapter. So first chapter itself this idea is given. Shushupti. And Tamaha is the Vishaya. Alright. So Ananubhute Arte, generally I should not ask, but once in a while, just in case you are feeling sleepy, I will ask. Ananubhute Arte na sabhave. Tasmat Shushupto Ajnananubhava asti. Therefore in Shushupti there is experience of ignorance. Ajnanam Maya iti cha ekameva vastu uchyate. If you say ignorance, if you say Maya, all of them are referring to one thing. Because Ajnanam we translate as ignorance, but really Ajnanam what we mean is not mere ignorance. Ajnanam we are referring to Avrana Vikshepa Shaktyatvaka Padartha. The entity which is consisting of veiling power and projecting power, that is called Ajnana. Since we do not understand the word Ajnanam in this manner, we may have resistance. Swami says Ajnanam and Maya, how they are one? Because we have got some idea about Ajnana. Ajnana is poor fellow, very innocent. Maya is even terrible. So that's why we think Ajnana and Maya are not one, but they are one. So he said Ajnanam Maya cha ekameva vastu uchyate. Only one entity is referred to by these two words. Ittam avasthatrayapi Maya pratiyate. In this manner, Maya is experienced in all three states of experience. Ataha sa asat vilakshana. Therefore, sa Maya cannot be called asat. Here asat is in the sense of tucham, totally non-existent, not available for experience. That is called asat. So Maya cannot be called asat also. Sadasat vilakshana, vilakshana Maya karyam jagadapi sadasat vilakshanam eva. Maya is anirvachaniya, sadasat vilakshana, and its product, the product of Maya also is sadasat vilakshana. Advaita mate sadasat vilakshanam eva vastu mithya iti anirvachaniyam iti cha kathyate. In the vision of Advaita, non-duality, anything which is sadasat vilakshana, different from Sat and Asat, uncategorizable as Sat and Asat, is for mithya or anirvachaniyam, uncategorizable. Tasmat Maya tat karyabhyam na dvaitam siddhe. Therefore, by Maya and its product, dvaitam will not be established. Why? Maya tat karyoho sadasat vilakshanatvat mithyatmameva. Because Maya and its product Jagat, both of them being sadasat vilakshana, it is mithya alone. Nahi mithya padarthena dvaita siddhi bhavati. By unreal entity, duality is not established. How? Swapne drishta padarthena yathadat dvaita siddhi. Just as in dream you have seen so many people, but still in your room, in your bedroom, you remain non-dual alone. By the dualistic dream objects, the non-duality of the person is not negative. So dvaita siddhi na bhavati. So the establishment of duality does not happen by the unreal objects seen in the dream. Mithya maya tat karyabhyam taya mithya tatha mithya maya tat karyabhyam na brahmanaha sadvitiyatva siddhi. So he had asked this question that if you accept Guru and Vedanta to be Satyam, then Dvaita Siddhi will happen, Advaitatva Hani will happen. For that answer is given that this Guru Shastra Maya Tat Karya, Guru Shastra which includes in this Maya Karyam is Mithya, and Mithya cannot destabilize this Advaitatvam. Therefore, Brahman will continue to be Advaita in spite of this Maya and Tat Karya being there at experience level, at Vyavarika level. Now, next topic is that what is the Ashraya and Vishaya of this Ajnana? Maya which is Ajnanatmika, what is the Ashraya, what is the locus of Maya? Where is Maya? Where is Ajnana? And what is the object of Ajnana? Regarding this, there are two views. One is Vivarana Mata, other is this Vachaspati Mata. So both the matas will be given. First, this Vivarana Mata is given, or Panchapadika Kara Mata is given, then Vachaspati Mata is given. So that we had seen in the last class, but we will see again in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.